Yo. Welcome to Club Shada episode 294. Damn, 294. Yo. I hope everybody's doing great. I hope everybody is in the best spirits. Why am I hearing myself so low? Wait a minute. Don't move. I have to check something. MV out. Oh, my mic is good. I guess it's just sometimes it's high, sometimes it's low. It is what it is, what we're gonna do. I hope everybody had a great weekend. It is the 1st of May. It's midnight. Tomorrow is the 1st of May because the day doesn't change before I sleep. This show is brought to you by Shada, where the gods of good fortune. It is midnight and 40 minutes here in Lisbon, Portugal. I want to thank and acknowledge our stream royalty with 20 euros. Anan Saudi, thank you so much for supporting the show and being the stream royalty. Probably going to be replaced by Master Electronic. Hey, thank you so much for 27 Swedish crowns. Master Electronic, thank you so much for your super chat. And blessed to all our sponsors who are supporting this show. So we were supposed to have a guest tonight, who is Julie Cossin, but due to unfortunate events, we decided to postpone it. So she'll be there whenever she's ready. Tonight was really not the night. Sometimes the universe conspires to tell you that you're not ready to be there, and maybe next week, maybe in 2 weeks, whenever she gives me the green light, we rolling again. So we're gonna have a conversation and talk about the drill camp, but a lot of event made it really complicated. We could have done it, but it wouldn't have been what it should. I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes it's better to sleep. So yeah, can't wait to have Julie here. Maybe she'll be in the chat tonight if she's not resting. I believe she should sleep, but if she's here, we'll talk to her from the chat. Other than that, so I was talking to Buddy, and I was asking him if he wanted to come in the live, and then he just probably fell asleep, because that's what he does. He tells me I'm gonna come, but the good thing, I have a list of things to talk about that I note. So I have a bunch of them. So we good. What up, Sergio? What up, Sabrina? What up, Julie? How you doing? What up, Master Electronic? Thanks for the super chat. What? A laptop computer with work on the screen. This description that Ecam should do something about it. Emery, what up? How you doing? What's good? All right. So yeah, happy. I don't know if it's international, but at least in Europe, in Portugal and France. I mean, at least in Portugal and France, this is the International Day of the Workers. So it's tomorrow. Nobody's working, so which is great. That's and let me see, where's this thing that I wanted to. Where was my list of things to talk about? Listen, I don't really have other things to talk. Let me see what happened this weekend. What did I do? First of all, everybody in the chat, close the chat and put a like. That's the first thing. The first thing you have to do. Second thing you have to do, go to the chat, put the flag of where you're watching from and what time it is. That is very important. So do these things. Second thing, so hey, what did I do this weekend? So today I had a great brunch with my family, my wife and daughter. We went to the Lisbon Mama Shelter, and we had a great brunch. And after that, before that, I went to walk 3 kilometers. And after the brunch, listen, I just got tired. I was really like out. I feel I have a patch of nothing here. Anyway, after that, I was out. So I slept until, I don't know. We came back home at 5 p.m. and I slept until 8 p.m. Then went outside to get a sandwich and came back here ready for the live. And the days before, I was just editing a bunch of videos from previous episode of Club Shada and posting stuff on the platforms. So yeah, that was my weekend. That is not over because it is apparently, like, the thing is, when you work for yourself and you don't really have a schedule, that you can work whenever you want. That's me. How I want, whenever I want, wherever I want. You kind of not. I don't really care about long weekends, specific holidays and stuff. And I'm gonna start having to care and mark it in my calendar, because next year my daughter is entering the first cycle of school here in Portugal. So as parents, we're gonna have to decide on traveling together with her when she's on holidays. And other than that, listen, to me, it's just another day. I'm just gonna do what I have to do, which is editing videos, being live twice a week, and making new tracks. I uploaded all my tracks for the month of May. And now I'm doing the month of June. I'm going to release a bunch of Afro house tracks. So I'm just recording everything. I have some house music tracks. I have some new Kizomba bangers, like lots of new music. And at the same time, something going on keeps on breaking records. So that's beautiful. So that's where, to me, like, yeah, all these things of, holidays and feriados. I never actually. I stopped minding this when I got like 20 something. After university, once I got to touring, yeah, it was just about where do I have a show, and weekends and all that stuff didn't really matter because I was just performing and being in the studio. So I've been a workaholic my whole life. So I like having a baby girl at a certain age and realizing that I really want her to grow up knowing what it is to have a father that is around her and being really her first love. So I took my time to decide that when it's Sunday, when I have like a family walking in front of the water in my neighborhood, going to the park, going to the restaurants together, doing stuff together. It's something that I do now because I realize the importance of this for her. But when I was living by myself, I had no idea like what day it was. All I knew, it was like, I have to record, I have to produce, I have to create content, I have to work, I have to make money, I have to go perform, I have to go party, all those stuff. And now it's, yeah, with a kid, it kind of gives you that sense of sometimes you have to remove yourself from work and just enjoy your family and then get back to work, which is what I'm doing now. So that's great. Did you put your likes or not? Or you playing with me? Hey. 1:44 a.m. in France. So what's up with you, Julie? How's everything doing? Nice to be here. What's up, LC? Nice to be among you lots. Let's all enjoy our leisure while it lasts, because it will come to a point where the chat will be so loaded. I will not see your comments. I will remember you guys. Maybe you will be members and you will have a special color so that I will be able to see you guys. But yeah, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's true. It is great to enjoy those things while it is this way, because there's a point where it just explodes into some craziness. And then, listen, you just need 5 times the amount of people, and the chat becomes hard to read. Like, as long as you have 25 people in the chat, yeah, it's kind of easy. Once you arrive to 100 people, it starts. If everybody's active, if people are debating between themselves in the chat, that's when it becomes crazy. And I've seen a lot of, I mean, I follow a lot of people that they have like 1,000 people watching at the same time, and the chat is just unusable. The only people that actually are seen are the people who put super chats on those type of lives. And I mean, this is great in a way, because every live you do can generate, just in super chats, something like 3,000, 4,500 euros, and maybe more. Like, oh, what about time all of a sudden? Like this girl that I follow, that I've been following for a long time, she has like 10,000 people in her chat when she's live, and they're super chatting like crazy, because they know the only way to be seen is to super chat, and your super chat stays up there. If you put like, let's say $10, it will just stay there for 1 minute. And if you really want to stay there for 20 minutes, you have to put like 200, 300, 500, and you stay there for an hour on the top of the chat. And she has people that every live, there's somebody putting like 500, 300, 100, 50. There's a bunch of 50 coming from everywhere, and people that just want to support the her show. And that's amazing, because I've been watching her since her name is Lovely T. I've been watching her since I was in France. So I was in France. I left France 11 years ago. So I've been watching her since probably like at least 2 years before leaving France, and maybe more. So at least for 13, 14 years, she was one of the first person doing live streams. And I remember 13 years ago, when she was live, and I would comment, and I would be like, hey, hi T, and she would reply to me, hey Kaysha, how you doing? Nice to see you. You know, I was like, hey, Kaysha's from France. France. I have to go one day, etc. And at that time, her chat was like this chat. Like, it was just us, like 50 people. You know, it was really like the early days of being live on YouTube. And now, when you go to her thing, she has like 8,000, 9,000 people watching at the same time. And the chat is just going, and you can't see nothing unless you have moderators that are maybe checking contents, and you need to have like 4, 5, 10 moderators in the chat. So maybe at that time you guys will all be moderators and making sure that all the new people behave. No, that's interesting. I kind of, the thing is this, with me, it's a complete different story, because in the contrary to a lot of people who are doing a live stream or a podcast aiming for a quick success, and then they abandon quick because they don't make money, etc. Me, it's part of a broader thing. I believe that everything I do is in synergy with everything else. So this show might not generate me direct income, but first of all, it's an avenue where I can speak, because I get frustrated in interviews because I never get interesting questions. And so I can really talk about the things I want to talk about for the time I want on my own platform. And it helps also repurpose all this content for all these different platforms. And people are actually, a lot of DMs that I receive are people telling me how valuable every masterclass is for them. For them, Club Shada is a masterclass. And the things that I say are very insightful to a lot of people. I received another message from a DJ last time who told me that, and a beat maker told me that as well, that he just watched, I don't remember what episode of Club Shada, but he said, this just changed my life. Like, I've been working on like 5% of the things I could do when you just explain to me the 95% of other things that I could do. And I was like, wow, that's beautiful. That's wow. So there's this part, and it's great for the brand. It's some soft power brand moves that every time I'm here, the presence of my brand, it helps Shadaware, it helps the music, it helps everything. And people listening to me on Club Shada are now starting to invite me in conferences to speak about those subjects, because they can see that I know what I'm talking about. And even if when it's something that I don't know about, I know how to talk about things. So it's very interesting. And so me, I'm on a very, very long term with this. And do I wish to have more people watching? Yes, I would love to do let's say 20x, like having always like 200 people watching at the same time, and doing, at a point that would be cool. And at the same time, I enjoy it like this, because for me, I see the live that we are doing and it's less distracting, first of all, when there's an intimate number of people. And to me, I see it more as a recording, that I'm recording content that I'm gonna then cut and upload to YouTube, like I've been doing. Like if you go to the channel, every time I do a Club Shada episode, I cut it into 3-4 different videos that I repurpose on Instagram, repurpose on YouTube, repurpose on TikTok and Facebook. So it's something I said to people, when you do a live and you have a channel and you feel like nobody's watching. Let's say you look, and I have a number here that tells me how many people exactly are watching. So if you look at these numbers, sometimes you can be like, oh my God, like imagine there's nobody watching for whatever reason. Nobody received their notification, or nobody's online, or who knows, for whatever reason. If you end up in this point where nobody's watching, and so you're speaking to 0 people, don't say to yourself, don't get destabilized and being like, oh my God, nobody's watching. Say to yourself, I'm just recording something for the people who are gonna watch tomorrow. Because every Club Shada episode, at the end of the show, I have around from the people in the chat and the people who are just watching without being on the chat, or there's some people that are watching without being logged into YouTube, or watching from their TVs. Like, you have around 250 people watching on live. And then the next day, when I watch the numbers, the next day at the end of the day, so I mean, it's not the next day, so today it's midnight right now, it's 1 a.m. now, but in 19 hours, when I watch at 8 p.m. and I watch the numbers, I'm already around 400, 500 other people there's a lot of people who watch the show, but not live. They just play it after. There's a lot of people who are discovering the show now, who are telling me that, oh, I've just discovered you at episode 292, and I just started watching episode 1, and I'm watching them one by one. And I'm like, what? But I just got that message last week. Somebody was telling me, oh, my friend is watching every Club Shada episode from the start. And I was like, wow, why? I was like, no, listen, it's fascinated, he loves, and then you have so many different episodes talking about so many different things that some people will watch some episodes and some other episodes, and then you see the numbers. Like, it's not just that's the beauty of evergreen content. It's not just the people that are watching now and the people that are gonna watch tomorrow. It's also the people are gonna watch next week and the people that are gonna watch in a year. Because as you put content, YouTube and the algorithm propose to people, and then sometimes they just go to the channel and they watch stuff. So, and I realize that's the same thing I do with podcasts. Most of the podcasts that I listen to are either French political, French societal thing, hip hop podcast, musical American podcast, or technology, crypto, Mac, these type of content. So I'm subscribed to more or less 10, 12 podcasts that I listen to when I go walk, when I go, if I'm in a plane, or if I'm in a car, or if I'm just, or sometimes at home on YouTube and I'm watching. And I have a list of the podcasts that I listen to. Some of them are just 5 minutes. So let's say I'm going to take a shower and I'm going to stay in the shower. Let's say I want to take a long shower or a bath, and I know I'm going to be like 45 minutes in my bathroom. The one that is 5 minutes, I'm just going to play them, all of them, all the episodes. So I have one, for example, called Geopolitics. It's in French. I think it's from France Inter. And every episode is 3 minutes. So I just put play before I enter the bath or the shower, and I just let it play in the bathroom. And I play like all the episodes, and sometimes I miss like 10 episodes. When it comes to tech podcasts or the Joe Budden podcast, for example, those are podcasts that last around 2 hours, 2 hours and a half every episode. So usually what I do is, instead of listening to the latest one, I'm going to go and check which is the one that I didn't listen to. So sometimes I'm 3-4 episodes late. So I'm going to go to the fourth first. I'm going to play it. Or I'm going to play a part that I'm interested in. And then, or I'm going to play it completely as I'm walking. And when I'm done listening, I erase it. And then I play the next one. That's really how I consume content. And from my way of consuming content, I understand how a lot of people is consuming content too. And this is why, if you are in the content business, don't get don't get blocked by the fact that nobody's watching you now or something, because you are just creating content that is going to stay. A lot of the most famous Twitch streamers, I'm talking about people, they stream for 1 million people watching. They said that for years they were streaming for nobody. Not like a few people, 0 people. They were just streaming for the 0 people for years and years and years, until at a point there was 1 person, then 2, then 10, then 20, then 100, and so on and so on. So that's to me the beauty of, creating content, and that's the way I see it when I'm creating by myself. And I look like, because I used to do content pre-recorded, not live. So I would just record the same way, but it would just be not to be consumed live like right now. It would just be recorded, and I would just record myself, and then I would put it out The problem with when I was pre-recording is that then I would cut a lot of things because I wanted it to be like perfect. So I would remove all the I don't, like sometimes when you're looking for what you're gonna say, I would remove all that when it's pre-recorded. But when it's live, actually, it helps you just better the way you deliver the content and your thoughts, and at the same time to also accept some of your flaws. Sometimes you're gonna make grammar mistakes, and when I watch the replays, because I love to watch my episodes, when I watch the replays, sometimes I'm like, oh my god, like I forgot the S in this, or I didn't conjugate that verb right, or oh damn, I didn't pronounce this right, but the exercise of being live twice a week makes you, I would say, accept the way you talk, the way you look, and it makes you style conscious. It makes you conscious of a lot of things, and it actually makes you better in a lot of things. So it's a great exercise. And the fact that my music and my NFT are generating money all the time makes me do this comfortably without having the idea that I have to succeed, I have to do something. So you can really do it for it. And when you do it for it, the success is just something that just arrives like that. It's not something that you fight for, and you just do your job, and you do it well for the people that are watching. And then you let these people, you guys, be responsible of bringing more people, watching it with people. When it's live, send links to other people, etc., etc., etc. And the algorithm, of course, my friend that I dance with all the time. Sipstrom, what up? 12:51 in the UK. No, that was like 10 minutes ago or more, 16 minutes ago. I'm good, K. Julie saying, I'm good, K. I need to rest these days and focus on myself. That's important to do. I do agree. MJ Wimoto, you have to come back to the live, bro. It's been forever. You can come with your kids and they can make noise. It's no problem. And everybody, as MJ says, don't forget to like the live. Yo, Double XL was a goodie. How you doing, brother? My parents are going to Paris, so I might do a quick jump with my daughter. Oh no, I'm not in Montreal. I'm not. What up, Kendrick? How you doing? Listen, promoters, man. So what happened was that I've been hired to perform in Montreal. 3 months ago. So 3 months ago, I received a proposal. I gave my price. I gave my conditions. I said I fly in business. I said I want this amount. I said I want 2 plane tickets, 2 4-star, 5-star hotel rooms, blah, 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 food, whatever. The usual things. And of course, you get authorization to use my name on a flyer and me to post it on my socials and promote it alongside you only when I receive 50% of my cachet. So that was 3 months ago that I gave them all this information, and they replied to me with, send us a bank account so we can send you the 50%. So, all right, I gave them the thing. The next day, I received my 50%. So that was 3 months ago. So in my head, I was like, wow, that's the type of people I want to talk with. Serious. Perfect. So now things are going. A month passed. I already have half of my money. So me, I'm good. And I'm like, with the amount that they paid, yeah, they're serious. So I'm waiting for my plane tickets. Time goes by. And then at a point, I tell them maybe 2 months ago or something like that, or a month and a half ago, I don't remember. I just told them, hey, about the plane tickets. When are you, make sure you take them early so that it doesn't cost you an arm. And I was at that point, yeah, I'm not stressed, no problem. And I was on what was I doing? I was talking to my friend J Money, who was going to Miami with his family. And he was telling me, hey, since you're going to Montreal, why don't we continue to Miami? And me, I was like, yo, wait a minute. Since if I'm going to Montreal, maybe I should just go to Montreal, do the show. So arrive in Montreal on the 27th, do the show on the 28th or the 29th, I'm not sure. And then the 30th, can get my own ticket to Miami, spend 5 days in Miami, then after Miami, go back to Montreal, and then use their return ticket, so I don't have to go to North America twice. I can do everything, two birds, one stone. And so I sent them a message. I think I sent a message to DJ 5 Étoiles 2 months ago, something like that, or a month and a half ago. I don't remember. Like beginning of April, or no, end of March, mid March. Send them a message. I said, bro, these are my dates. I would love to arrive in Montreal on the 27th or the 28th, and then take me a return ticket, my 2 return tickets on the 5th or the 6th or the 7th of May, as you wish. So that after that, once I have my Montreal tickets, what I do is I just get some Miami from the 30th, Montreal, Miami from the 30th to the 6th or whatever. And on the day that I'm departing to Montreal, from Montreal, usually at a night, if it's a night flight, yeah, in the afternoon, I come from Miami, arrive at the airport, stay at the airport, continue straight back to Lisbon, and I'm good. And so I gave them that information. Then I didn't hear from them from another 2 weeks. Then another guy from that organization called me, telling me that he needs my dates, and I was like, I've been giving my dates to you guys for a long time now, and so I gave him my date. Then I didn't hear from him for another 2 weeks. So now we are beginning of April. We are around like the 5th of April, and I'm like, guys, it's the show is at the end of the month. The tickets, as I'm checking, the tickets are going up in price, and business class are going up. And then I get a call a week after. So like, I don't know, listen. The problem when you deal with one person is that at least you deal with one person. When you deal with a group of people, there can be miscommunication between them. So I mean, it's on them. But I don't hold grudges in this. It's just that there's been some miscommunication, and by the time these guys wanted to buy the tickets, now the tickets were super expensive. Actually, paying for the 2 tickets was actually paying the same price as my cachet. Prices just got crazy. So I'm trying to find solution with them on another company. But then these guys told me that they wanted to buy some economic tickets. I was like, no, that's not what's on the contract. If I'm going to work, I'm flying business. I'm sorry. It's in the contract that you signed. So we're trying to find a solution, and then another week passed, and now the tickets were even more expensive. And I was like, guys. So then I was like, okay, listen, I accept to fly in a lower class, like premium economy, but I'm not gonna give you the cachet that we accepted, because now you want to have a discount and at the same time you want me to fly economy. So I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do that. So you're gonna have to pay the normal price for the show, and then maybe we can do an effort on the tickets. And then after that, if I want, I can upgrade myself or whatever, but I can do that effort, but you're going to do an effort as well. And then they were the one telling me, that guy understood what I was saying because they know it's their fault. But then the rest of his people were saying, yeah, listen, it's just becoming too expensive. So I was like, guys, listen, just let me know so I know, because I can do other things. And they decided that they didn't want to pay for the tickets at that price, and that I could keep my 50%. So to me, it was the same as if I just did a show in almost 2 shows in Portugal I got that money without doing nothing. So I was like, okay, guys, like, understand. They were like, yeah, we're really sorry, there's been miscommunications, whatever. I was like, listen, no problem on my side. If you guys want to work with me again, with pleasure. Kept my money and kept it moving. So that's why I didn't go to that show. And it's unfortunate because these guys, they booked me 3 months in advance. So when you book somebody 3 months in advance, you can just book the tickets at the same time, Because me wanting to use that time to go to Miami was my problem. They didn't need to wait for me to give them my dates. They could have booked the tickets straight and then give me the tickets, and I could have changed them myself. But for some reason, they booked me, they paid me my 50%, and then for 3 months the tickets, the business class tickets were so cheap when they booked me because it was 3 months in advance. I was looking at the prices for Air Canada to go there. It was nothing. And I was like, and then, it just kept going up. And then after that, they were like, oh, it's too expensive. You have to fly economy. I was like, no, that's not what's on the contract. So, kept my 25%, kept my 50%, made my money. And it's chill. So a lesson for promoters out there when you book artists. And listen, it's not the first time I see this. I had this guy in London who was always sending me the ticket in the last minute, and he was sending me EasyJet tickets when I was listen, the contract specified I fly Air France. And then the guy always he was like, oh, until the last minute we were like, where are the tickets? And then he would call you at 8 a.m. the day of the show, telling you, yo, go to the airport now. You have to go to the airport at 11. Your flight is at 11. I'm like, it's 8 a.m. Yeah, you have to go now. And I'm like, okay, send the tickets. And when he sends you the tickets, it's EasyJet tickets. And you're like, and then he was like, yo, bro, where are you? I was like, I'm in my bed. Why are you in your bed? I said, because you are sending me some EasyJet tickets. Bro, you have to, but I said, bro, the contract says Air France. So when you have the Air France tickets, you call us. And they always try to Listen, I don't know what goes in the head of promoters. I'm not a promoter. I understand that you are trying to maximize the money you're gonna make by spending less. But listen, this is something for me that I always see with our African brothers when they want to hire their African brothers. They will want to pay them less. They will want to have them fly less. They will all that. They want to put you in bad hotels. But if my name was 50 Cent or some American artist, they don't even discuss. They pay whatever these people ask. They don't pay 50%. They pay 100% up front. And those people, they want to come with a private jet. They will pay the private jet. So of course, listen, I understand there's a market, and those people will bring 10,000 people in a club. If you go perform in a club that is 500 people, it's not the same thing. I understand that. But listen, I give my conditions, and I give my condition not as a young artist trying to make it. Listen, I perform for 4 years for free every Friday. When I was trying to make my name, I made my name already. I have countless of hits. You don't tell me, oh, you don't have actuality, because when I go perform, I have a mega mix of 40 minutes that is just bangers after bangers after bangers from 1998 till 2000 and whatever. So you don't tell me that, oh, to trying to negotiate. It's like, listen, you want the diamond, it's not the price of the zirconium. You want the diamond, you pay the price of the diamond. You don't want the diamond, you can go to all the little stores that sell you zirconium, like Swarovski and stuff. You want the real diamonds, you go to Cartier. You want to go to Cartier, you want to go to Louis Vuitton, you want to go to these places. You have to know that you better be ready to pay the price for these things. So when you call me, you have to understand that you are calling Cartier. You are not calling your little store. So don't call me if you cannot pay me, or if you cannot understand what are my prices. So some people, they call you, you tell them the price, and they're like, oh, it's too much. And you're like, okay. And it's all good. Some others will be disrespectful. They will be like, yeah, it's too much, and you didn't have a hit for a long time. And then you want to tell them, so why are you calling me if I didn't have a hit for a long time? Or they're gonna, and yeah, some people, they will try to use emotions to get you. They will try to tell you, yeah, your fans are waiting. Oh my God, like, and you scared that the fans will hate you for not coming, and they play on that. And for me, I'm like, I had to learn, and the good thing, I had a great manager she taught me to not be emotional about my business. And if you tell me the fans are waiting, I will reply to you, yeah, they're waiting for you to pay. So if you have a contract that writes, I want to fly from this company or that company, and I want to be in this hotel, you have to respect what's in the contract, and you have to send me my 50%. Once you send me my 50%, the contract says I'm going on stage after receiving the other 50%. Meaning that once I'm in the hotel, you either wire me the rest or pay me cash the rest. If you don't do that, I'm not leaving the hotel. Or if I don't have my 50%, I'm not entering the plane. Those are things that I learned to protect my business. Every single time that I went in the plane, because the guy was cool, because I worked with him before, or whatever excuse he had, every time I entered the plane without having my 50%, I got screwed. And I either performed for free or I went somewhere without performing. So, rule of thumbs, they want you somewhere. If your price is 1,000, let's put numbers in there, fake numbers. If your price is 1,000 for a show, if your price is 500 for a show, if your price is 100 for a show, before you accept of even putting a single flyer out, I want my 50%. And before you promote the show anywhere, I want my 50%. So at least if you fuck up, if you don't send me the right tickets, or if for whatever reason you cancel on me, I have my 500. And at least I didn't refuse another show and lose money from both. I have my 500, can buy myself something. And then once I'm there, I'm not leaving the hotel or touching the microphone unless I have the other 50%. Those are rules that I never betray. And I had that guy. That's my friend. He would call me all the time at the last minute. And he would be like, yeah, I have your tickets. You can go to the airport. And then I would look at the tickets and I would be like, bro, these are EasyJet tickets. So that's not what we ask you. And they're like, yeah, but the Air France tickets are expensive. I was like, yeah, you had a month to buy the Air France tickets. And now you want to buy them at the last minute. It's not my fault. It's your fault. And the Canada people, that's exactly what they said. They said, yeah, it's our fault. We fucked up. I was like, all right, okay. I'm keeping my 50%. So they could afford to pay 50% of the cachet and lost a gig for a ticket. Yeah. Listen, at a point, the prices of the tickets arrive at, because it was business class tickets, they arrived at the same price of the cachet. So for them, they preferred losing the 50%. So I was like, I respect, I understand that, but this is a waste of money. To me, those people wasted their money for, I don't know. This could have been done. Listen, if they took their tickets 3 months ago, it would have cost them, I think, something like, for business class tickets, something like 1,002 for both tickets. And yeah, plane tickets, the more you wait, listen, I'm going to take my daughter to Disneyland in 2 months. I got my tickets already for the plane of me, my wife, my daughter. And I'm going to buy my Disneyland tickets. And everything's going to be ready. I don't want no surprises. I don't want no expensive tickets at the last minute and my daughter crying because I promised her that she was going to Disney. No. All that is done. I'm going to take my hotel. I'm going to take everything so that we're good. Urban Sweet Spot, what up? How you doing? What up, Clara? How you doing? It's cool that you don't have to take these performances if they don't meet your requirements. That's a beautiful place to be. Yeah. That's another thing that I forgot to talk about. Free Thinker, what up? Something that also is exactly a place where a good place that I am is that sometimes the promoters know that you need that money. So if you need that money to pay your rent, at a point you're going to start accepting to be treated like, to be exploited by the people who are club owners or that do parties, and they're trying to have you at the lesser and lesser day. I don't know if I told this story already, but last story before I talk about to that tonight's subject. I'm going to be quick on that too. This guy from the UK calls my agent here and tells him, "Hey, I want to have Kaysha for London." So me, I got prices for every country, every zone, geographic zone. So it's more like the further you go from Lisbon, the higher the prices go. And so we give him the price for. He gives him the price for UK, and the guy replies to him, "What? Hey, it's just Kaysha." Well, if it's just Kaysha, why are you calling? And so Beleza, who's my booking agent here, tells him, "Well, all right, peace." And the guy's like, "What you mean? Like, you're not going to negotiate?" He's like, "No. Kaysha has his price. You don't want to pay his price. He can't afford to stay at home." So the guy's like, "Yeah, but whatever." Then he's like, "Okay." But first of all, that was disrespectful. But okay, let's forget that. The guy's like, "Okay, what if I book two shows? Can I have a discount?" Mountain of Inspiration, what up? Can I have a discount? And so my guy calls me, tell me, hey, they're saying that they would like to have this price, but they guarantee 2 shows. I said, okay, for this price, first of all, they have to pay twice 50%, so at least 1 show. They have to pay it now. And then we accept the discount, and it's a discount for 2 shows. And it only works for 2 shows. You cannot cancel one of the shows. You will have to pay the 2 shows anyway. So okay, the guy says okay, etc., etc. Then we don't hear from him for another a whole month. Cool. So that was last year in January, February, something like that. And we don't hear from the guy for a long time. Then the guy comes back to us and says that, no, the guy sends me a message on Instagram and tells me, you know, they love to do that. They will call your professional agent and then they will try to destabilize you via DM on Instagram, trying to say that, oh, you know, you have to help us, whatever. And the problem with me is when it comes to business, I leave my heart at home. So usually you send me a message, I take the screenshot, I send to my person, and my person sends you the screenshot and tells you you don't need to talk to Kaysha. Kaysha doesn't care. So he sent me a message telling me, yeah, I would love to have you in the UK, in London. Yeah, how much is it? So I take a screenshot, I send to my guy, I say, hey, there's somebody who wants a show from London. I know you were talking to somebody in case. And the guy tells me, my guy tells me, yo, he's the same guy that we've been talking to since January. I was like, oh, why does he send me a message then? He said, no, these people are trying. I said, okay, well. So my guy sends him the screenshot and says, you don't need to talk to Kaysha. You can do everything from me. And anyway, when they ask me, I give them a higher price anyway. I know my guy was asking him one price. I gave him a higher price on Instagram. So the guy was like, oh. So after 6 months of just talking, he sends me a message. No, he sends Bruno a message. And in his message, he says, yeah, you know, I spoke with my team. So that's in July, June, July. He says, yeah, you know, I spoke with my team and yeah, Kaysha's not bankable. It's not an artist that will make us money in our party, so we're gonna have to pass. So wait a minute. 6 months ago, you called saying, hey, I want Kaysha for a show. We didn't ask you anything. You called saying, I want you for a show. When we give you the price, we give you etc., you spend 6 months without sending the 50%. And then after 6 months of just making us go round and round, you finally tell us that we are not worthy of your party and this is not a bankable artist. If you have anything else, I take, but this one, yeah, isn't old artist with didn't do a hit for a long time, not interested. And so my agent was pissed off. So he talked to me on the phone. I was like, why do you care so much? And he was like, no, people have to respect you. And I was like, bro, I don't care. I don't care. The amount of money that I was supposed to get from that show, I make that money every week. Anyway, from streaming, from YouTube, from all my stuff. I don't need to do shows. So when I do a show, it's a bonus. It's not something that I need. It's something that I love to do, performing, but I don't need to do it. So if you don't want to pay me my price, I don't need to go. If I want to do a show myself, I'm itching and I feel like I want to perform, I can go anywhere in the world and sing for free in a club. I will go in a club and tell them, give me the microphone, and nobody will tell me no because I'm Kaysha. I can do that. But now you call me, you try to get me to sing for cheaper than my price. When we finally accept that, you made us wait 5 months, and after 5 months, you tell us that, yeah, no, it's not worth it. Okay, now we're feeling away. But you know what? Who cares? At that point, I already rented a house in July to take my family 10 days in Algarve. So me, I'm on vacation mode. So now we go on vacation. We're on vacation. Everything is cool. We're chilling. And then something going on explodes on TikTok. Numbers. Something going on just becomes the global phenomenon, becomes #1 trending song on TikTok worldwide, and everybody's doing the trends. 1 million videos later, 2.5 billion views on TikTok later, streams going up. All the clubs are playing something going on as if it was a new song. People are playing it all around the world. Back from holidays, I think in December, Heidi Klum does the trend. All the Brazilians start doing the trend. The song explodes even more. It's now it's not a global hit. Who calls Bruno? That same motherfucker from London. Yo, bro. Hey, we're ready to do the show now for the price that we set. Can we book it for in 15 days? We're ready to do the promo, the flyer. And listen, we're not going to send you the 50%. We're going to send you 100% now. So Bruno tells me this. So I wrote in my phone, tell him that for him, and I gave like 2 times my price. I said, tell him that for him, this is this price, and I hope that he will not accept because I don't want to work with this fucker. And I told him, I sent him the message. So he sent me laughing emojis, and I told him, Don't don't talk to him, whatever. Take a screenshot of the conversation we just had and send him the screenshot. And that's exactly what we did. And we never heard from that motherfucker. And I hope that you will never speak to us again, bro. Salute. Damn it. Listen, people are amazing, and people still haven't learned in this life that I always win in the end. People still didn't learn. Listen, karma works this way. Treat people with respect, and they will treat you with respect as well. And life will treat you the way you treat people. You don't have to degrade somebody's name because you are trying to have them for cheap. Look, you can just tell people, it's too much for me, I can't do it, and it's okay. Or my club is too small, this is my capacity, let me invite you to come see the club. Next time you're in town, you see it's a small club, we cannot pay you that price. And we are reasonable people. We might be like, okay, let's try to do it for the price we do in Portugal, for example, in small clubs. We are not crazy people who want to just be paid a high price. I understand the market. I've been telling people my whole life, the market, you have to understand the market. So listen, if you tell me it's a small club in a small city, I understand. I organize shows sometimes, so I would understand. But if you're there being disrespectful, yeah. And now with something going on blowing up, a lot of people are calling me all of a sudden. And it's not that I don't want to. It's just that, listen, I was making a certain amount every month last year. This year, I'm making 2 times this amount just because of that song. So you call me, you tell me whatever you want to be, what you want, whatever you want to tell me, and I'm going to tell you this is my price. I'm sorry then. Don't call me. If you go to Cartier and you see this ring that I bought for my wedding, one was 1,000 and something. I think there was the one with the diamonds that was too expensive, but I think those ones are 1,000 and I forgot. Let's say 1,005. It's maybe 1,008 or 1,000. I forgot. My wife really wanted those wedding rings, so I paid 3,000 or 2,000. I don't remember. Let's say I paid 3,000 for those rings. And if I didn't have the money, if I only have a budget of 1,000, and I came inside of Cartier and I told them, hey, I want these rings, and they told me, yeah, for you and her, it's gonna cost you 3,000. And I would have replied to them, oh, I only have 1,000. What do? They would have told me, we go to the door. And the security would have escorted me to the door. So, yeah, listen, I don't understand. In our markets, we tend to treat the promoters, those people who are doing their thing, they tend to treat our DJs, our artists, our dancers, our talent a certain way, as if they were the one doing a favor when they need you to feel the party. The party doesn't work without a DJ to put the sound yet. So when you book a DJ to come do the sound, you have to respect him, because he's the one who's going to make your party amazing, but by knowing the pulse of the party and playing the right sound. if you bring an artist in, and because of this artist, some customers who never come to your party come, get a bottle, etc., you just treat him with respect. That's all artists need. And part of treating you with respect is also paying you the amount you want, as long you are not crazy and way over your head. Just respect that. Yeah. And if it's too much for you, you say what people tell me. Some people tell me this sometimes. Like, somebody just asked me for Luxembourg. I told him my price. He said, yeah, that's too much for me. I only have da 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 blah, blah. I said, thank you, I'm not interested. And he was like, oh, okay, well, maybe another time, or maybe one weekend. I was like, yeah, exactly. Sometimes you pass in front of Louis Vuitton, you see a pair of shoes you like, you look at the price, you're like, damn, it's too much for me. I'll come back when I can. Maybe one day I will. Or maybe I don't care, or maybe I will never pay that much for shoes. And maybe you pass by 2, 3, 4 years later, and your life changed and you make a lot of money now, and maybe now when you look at the price, it doesn't seem crazy anymore. It seems like, yeah, it's an amount that I will pay for these shoes. And you pay that amount and you don't feel. And listen, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, I would never have paid that amount for this ring. I don't. Let me see how much it costs. I don't know. It's just for curiosity. Was it Cartier? Yes, Cartier. Cartier wedding bands. Okay, that's the one. How much is it? Let me see. Maybe it was not as expensive as I thought. Damn. 4,000? No. Where are they? Alta Joaillerie, wedding band, love. Here they are. They are Alliance Etat. Those are the ones, I think. Let me see. Yeah, Love Collection. That's the one. Yep, that's the one. Oh, that's even more than I thought. So 2,000 for one. Oh, damn. I paid more than I thought. Wait a minute. Which one did I take? Wait. This. Yeah, it's the one. Or is it that one? Alliance Anel. No, I think it's the one. That's the one. That's the one I took. I took 2 of them. I believe those are the one. And there's the one with a diamond, and then there's the one with 3 diamonds. So I took one with no diamonds, but then you can add the diamonds if you want. Maybe in 10 years, in 7 years, when we reach 10 years, I'll add some diamonds. But so it was 1,300 for one. So it cost me, 2008. Yeah. 2,800 for both. And yeah, listen, I don't regret. I could afford it. But if I didn't have the money, I would have told my wife, listen, Buddy's brother knows how to make jewelry. I'll just buy him the gold and he will do whatever you want that looks how you want. We will have our own stuff. And she was like, no, I really want these ones. So I was like, all right. I just had the deal with Trace TV. I made a really good amount of money. So that's what I did. But it is what it is. Some people, Blue Rose, what up, sis? Some people, listen, being an entertainer is a hard job because you have to make people respect you. And a lot of artists don't have this discipline of understanding that you have to be respected. A lot of artists, they crave the scene. They crave the stage. They crave the microphone. They crave the love of the public, the fame, or the money they can make so much that they are willing to accept a lot of things. I think this whole show will only be about those things. I will keep the things I wanted to talk about for another time. Let me tell you another story. Another story that was great before I check out. One day we sit down with all the Zouk artists. So at that time, I would say Zouk artists in Paris, in our small market, people were paid for shows between 500 and 2,000. The big artists, me, Marvin, Sumia, like Fanny, like we were around 2,000, and the small artists were around 500, and then everybody was around 1,000, 1,005. That was more or less the amplitude of shows, a price per show. But there was a lot of shows. There was a lot of clubs. It was when Paris was brewing, 2004. There was a lot of clubs asking for a lot of shows all the time. So imagine, I have to do documentaries about a lot of things. Now imagine that at a point, the promoters were always trying to book us for less and less. And they were like, listen, it's like jeu de chaises musicales. Everybody's trying to perform. There's not enough clubs, and they're like trying to, and they know some people were struggling. So they were like, yeah, I can only pay you 800, And so as always, one day I'm having a conversation with Ali Angel, Nicole's, and others. And I'm telling them, you know what we should do? I believe that we should do a coalition of artists and decide, all of us, that the minimum price that we get is 1,005. All of us, and nobody goes under that price. And so it becomes a conversation. From a conversation, it escalates to something else. And I said, listen, everybody that is at 2,000, if we all go at 2,005, 3,000, and everybody that is at 500, 600, 800, you all go to 1,000. 1,005 minimum. You all go up. And everybody only asks for 1,005, and we all take the whole market up. The promoters will say no in the beginning, but I was telling them, listen, let's calculate. We are filling these clubs up. We have like places with 1,000 people, places with 2,000 people, and everybody's paying $10. 10 euros per person. So listen, 1,000 people multiply by 10, that's 10,000 euros at the door. Plus they're paying for drinks, plus they're paying for tables, plus they're paying for champagne, whatever. So those people might make 20K to 25K the night you're performing there. And they only want to give you 1,000? I understand they have to pay for the security, the DJ, the this, the that. But if they make 25K in a night, no. They have 1,005 to give you minimum. Now, it's a smaller club, Listen, if we get respected and we decide that the minimum is 1,005, nobody will have the choice. They want us, they will pay us. It's how it works. Oh yeah, but my club is small. Well, you do what people do when they want to buy a car that costs 10,000 and they only have 3,000 every month. Well, they save. They make 3,000, they put 2,000 on the side, they wait, they make another 3,000, they take the other 2,000, they have four, pa 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 pa. When they have 10, they come to the dealer and they buy the car. So you cannot only have 200 people in my club and everybody only pay five euro. Well, do a few parties and call me when you have the money. Or have a sponsor. Do whatever you want. You think when David Guetta asked 400,000 to play in a festival, it's paid by the people that are coming to the festival? No. It's paid by the sponsors. You're going to have a big Bacardi in the back. That's the one who's paying the cachet because they want their name associated with that brand. That's simple as that. So I was telling people, Musique Entre les Lignes, what up? I was telling all the artists, let's all decide a minimum price for all the shows. So Ali Angel, Decals, the managers, they all decide, let's bring all the artists together and let's all figure it out as the higher segment of the market. Let's all decide a price that we all asking. And let's also, you guys that are down there, also decide a price that all of you will ask so that everybody's elevating and the whole market is healthy and everybody's making enough money. And you don't have to go do 3 shows at 500 and be treated like shit to pay your rent when you can do 1 show at 1,005 and at least then you can refuse everything else. And if you can do 2, it's amazing. So I was just trying to make it great for everybody. That's me. Well, listen. Listen. There was one artist that I will not say his name. He was the one who was the most adamant about that thing. He was the one who was like the most, yeah, we deserve this, we deserve that, we deserve it's true, we should da 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 da. This guy was even telling all the artists that were only being paid 1,000, you guys should ask 2,000. This is how much you're worth. Don't even go. And I was like, guys, calm down. I think 1,005 is good for everybody. And between 1,005 and 3,000, if we can get the market to go up for everybody, I think it's good. We don't have to abuse that. Well, people will not go from paying you 500 to 2,000. Calm down. And we were so at a point, but this guy was really like aggressive and telling everybody, no, it should be more. Da, da, da. Okay. We end up at the end of this conversation that we have, those secret meeting between artists and all the managers. We start deciding that, all the 3 managers that were managing everybody, everybody agrees to how much they're going to ask for bookings, and that everybody's going to start calling all the clubs and tell all the clubs and all the venues, starting now, Zouk artists have a table of prices that start at this price for this tier, that price for this tier, and that price for Kaysha and them. And it's going to be the same for everybody. So you guys get ready and let's make this partnership roll. Let's do calendars so you guys can be ready, etc., etc. So everybody's ready. All the artists that are excited. Everybody is, and all the small artists are very excited, and they all thank me for the opportunity to challenge the market and to try to move things. And I'm telling them, it's normal. I'm not doing this just for you. I'm also doing this for all the artists on my label that I'm trying to elevate to a certain standard of excellency. So after a month we realized that a lot of the artists are not performing. And they're starting to complain that, yo, at least for 500, I had 4 shows a week, 4 shows a month. Now, I'm not doing nothing. And I'm telling them to hold on, because these people have to understand that we are serious. And this is the only way to make it happen, right? And there's one guy, that guy who was speaking louder than everybody and that was complaining that we should do more. That guy was performing everywhere. Us, we were good. The people were paying us our price because we had the number 1 hits. But in the first tier, the lower tier, that guy who was telling everybody, no, we should ask for more, he was performing like crazy. And we were seeing his name in a bunch of flyers and in lots of party, and we were like, what's going on with this dude? Why is everybody accepting him at 1,005 and everybody else is not working? So we started calling the promoters and asking them, hey, since we changed the price of everybody and we moved the price of everybody to 1,005, nobody's performing except this guy. Why is this guy performing so much? And you know what the promoters told us? That this guy is the only guy that was asking for 1,000. So that little devil made everybody move their price up at 1,005. And then he went to all the clubs and told them, I'm performing for 1,000. So all the clubs hired him. And he went there and racked all the money that everybody refused to take. And this is how we always fuck up our businesses. There's always one person that will not hold the line. There's always one. And that guy, if you knew his name, you would laugh. But that's exactly what happened. And after that, when all the other artists realized that this guy was accepting lower prices and he was doing shows at 1,000, everybody rushed down. All the artists that were asking for 1,005 start asking for 800, 700, 600, because the guy was performing everywhere and putting it on Facebook at that time. He was putting it on Facebook. Oh, I'm performing here, I'm performing there, I'm going here, I'm going there, I'm in the West Indies, all that stuff. And it just, they're all psychologically broke because everybody had a rent to pay, and our whole operation just plummeted just because of that one guy. And being in the music business made me realize that it's not that I want to be selfish, because listen, I'm not egocentrical. I believe that when we are, I would have loved to have maybe more control over a lot of things so that I could really change things from a position of power. But even from my position of power, I realize that when there's decisions that you have to take between like 10 people, you can't control what the other 9 are going to do. And you can have the best ideas for the group, in reality, you are selfless. You are working for the culture. You are working for everybody. They are working for themselves. So when you are working and thinking, listen, I'm going to move things forward for everybody, me included, if I'm pushing the prices up for everybody, me up there at 3,000 or 2,000, I might go to 4,000, and everybody that's struggling at 500 will go to 1,000, 1,005. This is good for everybody and for me as well. But you're going to always have some crabs down there that will look at the opportunity and fuck the business for everybody. And we'll go perform for free. We'll go perform for that. We'll go perform for that. It is what it is. And at a point, I just stopped trying to be emotionally connected to the market because it's useless. A lot of these people, they call me now. Come do this, come do that. We need you to come save everybody. We need you to come. You have to produce artists again. And I'm like, not interested. The only artist that is reliable is me. For me and for my vision of the business, that's the only artist that I know I can count on, because I have the business side, I have the artistic side, and I can't control that. Everybody else, there's always a point where we're going to have a conflict of interest because they're going to have other people telling them whatever. And listen, we love to complain about, everybody loves to victimize themselves. Every group loves to victimize themselves. But you know what? There's some groups that will work for the group before everybody else. There's some people, to end up with this, there's some people, if you open a store, let's say you open a grocery, and you are from the group, everybody from the community will only buy from your grocery. Even if there's an Asian grocery, a black grocery, other people there, even if those people are in better quality, they will buy from you. And they will just buy from you. And if your quality is not as good as the others, they will go to the others, check their stuff, bring them to you and tell them, look how the others do it. You have to be better. But even while you are not better, they will still buy from you so that you can invest and be better and become on that level, because they think community. Listen, I don't want to be, but there's a lot of stories that I have where the destruction didn't come from outside. It came from us. It came from a guy like that guy. That just le maillon faible. And I've seen this so many times in this business that at a point it's just disgusting. And what you're gonna do? It is what it is. Listen, stories. I hope you enjoyed that show. If you enjoyed my little stories of tonight, I completely improvised that show and I completely didn't talk what I want to talk about. It's cool. I'm going to talk about it Wednesday. If you enjoyed that show and you enjoyed that story, put me some unicorns or some rainbows, some Club Shada rainbows in the chat, because I don't see you talking anymore. If you enjoyed that story, put some unicorns and some Club Shada rainbows in the chat. And that show was brought to you by Shada, where Gods of Good Fortune. It's 2 a.m. here in Lisbon, Portugal. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for the super chat, Master Electronic. And everybody, don't forget to put your likes. I hope you did it. Don't forget to share that show. after the show is over, don't forget to share it to your people on WhatsApp, on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube. And don't forget to go watch other videos on the channel and support it. Go buy some t-shirts on Shada. Go do this, go do that. And listen, yeah, we learned so much about being in this business. I'm telling you, we learned so much stuff. It's crazy. Anyway, it is what it is. Always a pleasure to be with you, Club Shada. And I will see you when I see you. Let me play you, since I'm playing some hip hop, I'm going to play you a track called The Dagger, which is it's a beat that I did. Actually, I think I'm going to do a listening session. When is it? Next Wednesday. I think I'm going to do a listening session. All right. So I will see you when I see you, Club Shada. See you Wednesday. All right. Bless up. The Dagger. Let's go. Yeah, maybe if I put the sound, it would be better. Bless. Be concentrated on the wheel.